There we go. Hey, happy Friday, beautiful. Hi. Hi. It feels so sacred to be here. Naima Singletary here with the power to lead. I'm here every weekday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. European time. Also, did you know I'm on Instagram at Naima Singletary? If you didn't know, now you know. At Naima Singletary, I will put the handle with this video because there are other places for you to get content and to connect with me. So it's Friday. Happy Friday. And I'm here to talk to Melanin Messengers, and really a lot of my message is universal, and there are cultural things related to Melanin Messengers that I speak about here. The intent is to have you step into power. Bottom line, everything I've done over the last several years, I have Facebook sending me memories from a decade ago. And I have, for the last decade, been talking in different ways about being powerful, stepping into power, being sovereign. I'm not talking about patriarchal conquer power. I'm talking about the truth of who you are and letting that shine in service to others and being rich financially and otherwise. So everything that I talk about is related to that in some way. So today's gift to you, today's gift to you, today's gift to you. It's a long title. It is about division, destruction, and dying alone and unfulfilled. Whoa, it's kind of heavy, right? Whoa, like who wants to even think about it? Think about it. There are a lot of people who get value from what it is that I share, but there is a particular person who I am genius qualified to serve. And that person is a person who cannot quit, who is clear that they were born to change things, who, has never fit in, who has always been too much, who is, has lived a radical life, who has lived on the fringes, who, so typically it's like either that person or the person who has really gotten good at being something they're not, and they have like mastered the falseness of third dimension. They have mastered the ability to appease people and appear to be something that they're not. Like they've gotten so good at being a chameleon. And they're like so radically ready to shift, and because they have been squelched for so long. So that's where a lot of my genius lies, in really helping these people come into, and keep in mind, we're changing things. Me and the women that I'm serving, it's primarily women, are changing things. Our very presence changes things. I didn't lotion my hands. God, they feel so dry. Excuse me. We are changing things. And so we just see things different. We live different. And so it's the community is so important, and getting the reminders, because we know, like, we're not necessarily learning, we're being reminded of what it is that we know. And that's why being in intimate community with folks like us, folks like us, folks like us, and you having the audacity, me having the audacity, and the reverence for folks like us, and reverence for the work of folks like us, that we dedicate our time, attention, and money to building up these communities and services and packaging services and structuring, and really digging down into what is the highest and best way that you want to serve, and having the courage and consistency and presence of power to bring that to the marketplace. Unapologetically, clearly, high wealth consciousness, highness in thinking, holding your value, inviting people in, leading powerfully, like this whole cycle. You see, this whole cycle. That's what I'm here for. This is how I'm here to serve you, and I want you to serve your people in the way that you know you're meant to serve them. So this whole topic of division, destruction, there's I'm actually, because I created the curriculum for this a week ago, and I'm like, where was my mind when I came up with this? But as I say it now, division, destruction, and dying undone and fulfilled, it's really speaking to this is is a heavy topic, first of all. This is a really heavy topic. And I'm feeling really light right now. This is deep, you guys. This is, it's just one of those things you just know when you are, when you're not, like, this is what's, this is, first of all, the division and the destruction. So I'm going to begin with the end. I'm going to go to the end of this and come backwards. I'm going to say this in a very binary way, because in some ways it is. You're either going to birth the work that you are uniquely designed to birth, or you're not. There's no, that's it. You are or you are not, right? There's no coloring in there. And I'm not talking about a fraction of it. I'm not talking about, you know, some modified version of it. You're going to birth it or you're not, okay? And if you are the person who I described earlier in today's video, where you know, like, it's like you literally feel like you're gonna die if it doesn't come out. Like, you're restless when you don't do your work. You get sick. You feel like you're gonna go mad. Like, remember, I'm talking about a very specific person. Really, I'm talking about me. And people like me who are very clear, like very clear, that they have a very important work to do. And there's no external condition that can stop that. There's no voice, there's no thing that can convince them otherwise, that can rip that away. It's just in their gut, their blood, their soul with such richness. If that is you, you are going to suffer and hurt tremendously. This is what I mean about the dying undone and unfulfilled. Like, there's some people who can die like that and be okay with that. There's some people who can struggle, they can fake it, they can, you know, kind of like live this perpetual state of suffering. Like, there's a lot of people who can do that. But you and me, you might as well literally go ask a friend to help you end your life. Literally. And I mean that with every inch of me. You might as well just bury yourself in the garage and let the car exhaust run and die a quiet death. You might as well just end it, because you're going to kill somebody. Or you're going to kill somebody else. Like, you're going to go fucking mad. You're going to become, like, you're just going to be a corpse, man. It's just, and so, okay, that's the end. Now, coming to the division and the destruction. You must divide. Like, at some point, you've probably already done this. So on some level, I'm preaching to the choir. But remove yourself from the everybody's. You got to, there's a kind of emotional, because your emotions are intense. Your emotions are intense. They're different from everybody. Like, other people have intense emotions. They feel anger, they feel rage, they feel sadness and joy and love, and they feel all those things. But yours are multiplied. This is how you're wired. This is how you, like, it's what it is. And so you, with your power, gotta really get good with your emotions. You gotta really get good with mastering your mind. And part of that is gonna come from you dividing, like removing yourself from the everybody's, including family, if necessary. Like, you gotta do it your way, but at some point you gotta really remove and allow yourself to go into yourself. Allow yourself to explore the deep recesses of your mind. Explore the deep recesses of your psyche. Allow yourself to journal and see what comes up. Watch yourself in subtlety without judgment. There's this learning how to look at yourself without the judgmental ear and voice, okay? And allowing yourself to really have time and space to do that. And then putting yourself in situations with different degrees of pressure and seeing how you show, this is what I'm teaching you. This is what you're learning in royalty. We're talking about a whole new level of human, right? This is like you guys are gonna see later, there's stuff going on in the background that I'm not even talking about. Like, I'm letting it get some legs under itself, and I'm like, you're just gonna have to see this later, but we're talking about a whole new level of play. I mean, like playing the game, learning how to navigate these dimensions, this whole third dimension shit where people have feelings and are distracted by right? You got to learn how to not get swallowed by all the voices. That's how powerful you got to become. Because you're birthing something that's going to push up against buttons and emotions and feelings of other people. And then as you get more visible and you start to spread, you're going to have a reaction. Because from every cause, there's an effect. You're going to get a reaction. And if you have not divided, that's why this video is called Divide, whatever it is, right? If you have not divided yourself, maybe I could have used a different word, but like separated, right? And when I say divide, I really mean like divide you from everybody else. And I don't mean like separation, like this whole individuality consciousness. No, I mean where you have time and space to explore yourself beyond what you experience of yourself in your day-to-day interactions. Beyond even beyond the first 5 levels of you. I'm talking about going deep down up in there. And so you are going to have to learn, and this is what being coached by me helps you do. Nobody is doing this, what I'm doing. Nobody is doing. I have looked for this person. I have scoured through the Instagrams and the Twitters and the LinkedIns and the Facebooks, looking for the person who vibrates at that frequency where I know they got it. I've been to events all over the world, looking for, consciously and unconsciously, looking for that person that vibrates, who has it, who has sovereignty. Not only sovereign, but it's very clear that they're meant to be rich and have very healthy relationship with money. This is how I know they have learned very well how to navigate these dimensions of the third dimension and all the other dimensions, to the degree that they can birth their signature work and live it. I'm not talking about a business coach who, helps people build businesses, and there's a billion of those. Take your pick. I mean, I can name 10 business coaches to send you to right now who are at multiple 7 figures. Do they have the capacity to guide you through the real complexity of you birthing signature? There's nothing signature about what they're doing. They're doing it their way, but there's nothing particularly signature that's of soul, that's of God that they're doing. And it's not the demean, it's not it's just what it is. It's just what it is, okay? So to birth signature work, to be female, to be black, to birth signature work, to be rich. I mean, this is a very nuanced niche place that I'm talking about. I mean, to be a Latin woman, to be a Palestinian woman, to be an Asian woman, and to be rich, and to be sovereign, and to be able to not be swallowed by the voices of dominant culture, whether it's the dominant Asian culture, the dominant Latin culture, the dominant Palestinian culture, the dominant Jewish culture, the dominant black culture. Who will you be? Who must you be to birth the thing that was endowed? You're endowed with this. You were born with this. Who must you be to birth the thing that's radically opposite to what your culture says is for you? And then how do you do that and be powerful and still be loving and still be empathetic and still be you and be pure and be true? Nobody is teaching you how to do that. That is what we need if we're going to birth signature work. Nobody. I've gotten, don't get me wrong, I've invested $30,000, $50,000 to be coached, and for me to learn wealth consciousness over here, for me to learn about leadership here, managing the mind. So there's value there in a lot of these coaches that I see. So be clear. So you're either going to get this or you're not going to get this. And if you don't, that's fine. It's not for you. But when you get it, you know, right? There's an intelligence. There is a way. It's a very nuanced way. It's nuanced, but it's in its own lane of really being able to sit inside yourself and emit and still be able to receive the feedback of the world, and birthing signature work, getting good with money, being able to lead, get feedback, be hit by life, like really being able to navigate Titanics. Like that's important to me. Like over the last few years, I've had some Titanics, and remember, I told you, and I will continue to tell you, it's all happening for you. Like I've had some Titanics where in the moment I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like what is happening here? Like I've had things happen where I'm like, literally, like where they felt like they were out of a movie. Like I just couldn't see how did this happen? What is going? You guys have no idea. But I know that you get the problem that's in proportion to your power. You get the problem that's in proportion to the power that you have, that you're refining, that's meant to be exerted and for you to cultivate into a higher version of yourself. So you can handle the next Titanic with more grace, because the Titanics don't go away. Now I'm totally open to Titanics while being able to sit inside of myself, look at it and me without judgment, still be loving and empathetic, and continue to go. While I watch the other people around me and preparing them as much as I can for storms, right? Watching the other people, how they are reacting to the shit, right? How are the people around you reacting to the shit? I told you guys about the 7-figure coach I talked to on Sunday. I asked her, how many black women do you see rich and visible in the transformation space? She said, I only know one, Lisa Nichols. I can name a dozen, more than a dozen, coaches, healers right now that are white. I can name, I can name them, Keep going, back and forth. Now name how many black, Palestinian, Latin, Asian, Middle Eastern, Hawaiian coaches, healers, leaders, mentors, speakers, shamans, transformational specialists. Like, how many can you name that are visible and rich? Or visible and even at $100,000? She told me one, Lisa Nichols. This is what I'm talking about. We are unable, and this is what I'm revolutionizing, due to the identities of each of these cultures, the dominant consciousness, not only in each of these individual cultures, Asian culture, black culture, Latin culture, Jewish culture, not only in the individual culture, but then in the broader world culture that has expectations about these other cultures, or ignorance about who these other cultures are and what they can and cannot do, has the possibility and has been impeding the identity of you, me, and others like us. Listen, this is why my 5-figure clients for Melanin Messengers course exists. It starts March 25th. You need to be in that. It's only $1,000. We are aggressively transforming and targeting your identity, who you think you are. Who you think you are and who you think you are not. And literally like piercing that thing with aggression and with love. Really looking at what is true. 1, 2, revolutionizing your wealth consciousness. You must revolutionize yourself. You must. Yesterday I talked about big money being the final frontier. If you're going to lead, if you're going to be the walking example, if you're going to birth signature work, you're going to need, if not hundreds of thousands, then millions of dollars. It's inevitable. When you start getting honest about what's in you, what has been placed in you to do, it's going to take millions, maybe even billions. And so what is it about you as a Black woman, as an Asian woman, right? That the ideas about who you are that are so deep in you, that has had you playing this role for the first 30, 40 years of your life. That's what we're doing inside of my 5-figure clients for Melanin Messengers. So the link to enroll is beneath this video. There's also my royalty program. That's much more advanced. It's a year long. The course is 12 weeks. Royalty is year long. I feel like I should do, anyway, I have to think about that. But it's $1,000. You come up with, figure it out. If you can split your payment in 3 if need be, that link to split it in 3 is also down there. What else? I'm on Instagram. I'm gonna put my handle beneath this video at Naima Singletary. There's content there. It's a cool way to see what I'm thinking, and if you like pretty, if you like visual, because I do some of that. So that's that. I will be here next week. I'm here every weekday, as you know. Figure out, like, if you don't already have the money, figure out, and you should have $1,000. Come on now. Or at least the first payment, which is I think $340 if you want to split it in 3. So I really want you inside of 5-figure clients for Melanin Messengers. I really, if you are really ready to step into your power with big money, because doing that is going to clear up so much. It's going to clear up so much. We're not going into funnels. We're not going into list building. We're not going into a lot of the other pieces that are a part of business building. We're going straight to the money. We're going straight to all the mind drama, all the mind fucks, all the psyche corruption, all the incorrect identity. We're going directly into that, directly into having the conversations about money. Like, this is pure medicine. This is potent, pure medicine. I'm not doing any watered down baby step versions. We're going down into that shit quick and fast. And I'll close with this, and I'm really grateful for this, and I accept this. This was said to me, I accept it. It's true, because it is true. And having somebody reflect it to me, I'm going to give thank you to her right now in closing today's show. And then I'll see you next week here, okay? Her name is Jackie Cote. We've been connected for a few years now. And she sent me a message, a voice message on Facebook. And she said to me, Naima, when I think of people in the world, change makers who are affecting change and are have the ability, and here's the piece that really touched my heart, and that I know it to be true, and that I was grateful to have her reflect it. She said, when I think of people who have the skill and the ability to cause, these are her words, fast, fierce change. People who have the skill and the ability to cause fast, fierce change. The fast, fierce change that you are going to be experiencing inside of both royalty and 5-figure clients for Melanin Messengers. She said, when I think of people who have the ability and the skill to cause fast, fierce change, I think of you. That's what I'm bringing to you in these courses, okay? So the links are below. Sign up and feel welcome to email me if you have questions.